Hey y'all, it's Sammy right here, hoping to make your day a little bit better, a little bit brighter. So I'm here to go ahead and do this video. I know I had to do it early on just so that it'll be here for a reference if you ever have questions, and I'm pretty sure I'll make a part 2, 3, whatever I need to help anybody else that is in that same place, same journey as me there. So 7 years ago I started my YouTube channel, and as you see, it had a little traffic, but I did not keep going because a lot of things happened extra quick. So if you notice on my last video, from my very last video from 7 years ago, I was talking about getting ready to go out with my fiance at the time, and how that went, and I did a get ready with me and products, and it was all fabulous. And so I did end up marrying that wonderful man, and things were great for a little while. So let's get into the deep stuff. Okay, so we did get married, but there were some other things that happened. So my fiance at the time was celebrating his birthday, and we did that. That was great. And shortly after that, I don't know if I had shared this before, but he was on the kidney transplant list. He needed a kidney, and he did receive one. So I had a lot going on with that. That was a wonderful time, wonderful time. We were able to get married and everything, and unfortunately his kidney failed. The one he had just gotten failed, so he got sick, and we were dealing with that. We still were making the best of things, and we got married June 7th, 2014. It was wonderful. It was beautiful. And 7 months after we got married, unfortunately, my husband passed away. So I didn't even think about picking back up YouTube, starting back YouTube. He really was encouraging me to get back into it before he passed away, and I just couldn't bring myself to it. I went through a lot, y'all. Like, when I say I went through a lot, I went through a lot. Like, I'm gonna be 100% honest and transparent with y'all. In the beginning, if my mom didn't remind me to take showers, I probably wouldn't have. I was around here just being, whew, I moved back in with my parents, and the room that you saw that I was in, the lime green room, that was my childhood bedroom. I moved out of it and into an apartment with my husband, and then I moved back in when he passed away. And it was just rough for me. It was really rough. I stopped talking to people. I stopped talking to friends. I just really felt like nobody could understand me, because to lose my husband so young and so early, it was unimaginable. It was really unimaginable. I was around here. I had, like, y'all, I think I really had cracked up. Like, I was wearing his clothes. I was driving his car, something that I never did before because I always feel like it was too big for me. But I was just out here, y'all. Just out here lost. Just lost. For real. Lost. And I did do some counseling, and that really, I mean, 100% helped get me out of that rut. I mean, 130%. I honestly, I have to give credit to God for bringing me through it. And then I also have to give credit to my parents, because when I say, honey, those two right there, those are my jewels. Those are my jewels. They are my jewels. They were there for me. I mean, thinking about it makes me tear up, because it's like, wow, they were really there for me. And so here we are, 2020, and it has been 5 years. The 5-year anniversary of his death was in January. He would have been 40 on September 12th, 2020. So this has been a year. a year. Of course, we're in the middle of a global pandemic. We're stuck. We can't go nowhere. I live in the South, so I'm not as stuck as some of y'all in the North. I live in a red state, if you know what that means. So I'm not as stuck as some of y'all, but 2020, you know, if you hadn't dealt with some things, 2020, honey, was going to bring it back. It was going to bring it all out. And so I've just been kind of, I've been going through it. I have been going through it. But I just thank God that I have family that's here for me. I have a close-knit group of friends who, even though they haven't experienced what I'm going through, they have been so supportive. And most of them came into my life after my husband passed away. And they have just, I mean, you would think that they knew him the way they act, you know, when they're trying to help me through things. So I am everly so grateful to those people. And you know who you are, and I love you. So I just kind of wanted to, you know, say where I have been. Also, I had some changes in my career. So when I last was on here, I was working at Regions. Yeah, I was working at a bank, and even though I enjoyed it, it wasn't really what I wanted to do. And so since then, I became a teacher. I went back to school. I got my master's in education, and I teach now. I teach 8th grade history, and I love it. Like, when I say I love it, I love it. I love my kids. I love my content. I love teaching history. Like, I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. It is wonderful. It is the best thing that I've done for myself. And when they say teaching is a selfless profession, it really is. I don't do it for the money. I do it for my kids, and I do it for me because I really, really enjoy the interactions that I get to have. I coach cheer, so I get to be around those girls, and I love them all dearly, even though this year cheer looks a lot different than it has ever looked before, unfortunately. Thanks, COVID. Thanks, COVID. Thanks. But anyway, so yeah, it just, all of that wrapped into one. And the pandemic, you know, a lot of people were starting businesses, and everybody was on there. If you don't come out of the pandemic doing something different, that whole tip. Well, I wasn't really on that tip. I took the pandemic as, I looked at it like this: there will never, ever, 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 ever be a time where I wouldn't have to work. I would be at home every day. And I really needed that time. I needed that rest. I got that rest. Some days I didn't get out of my bed, and it wasn't because I was sad or anything. It was just because I needed that rest, especially when it first hit in March, and like we were like, oh, okay, we're gonna be out of school 2 weeks, then we're gonna be back. I just rested, honey. I rested. I rest my brain. I rest my eyes. I rest my muscles. I rested everything. And then when we realized we weren't going back to school, I was like, okay. So, okay. And I continue to rest, and I continue to rest my brain. And I just have most of the time I have like 12 different things going on. I'm here, I'm there, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm busy, I'm busy, I'm busy. And because of COVID and because of the pandemic, I was able to slow down and really take a look at the things that I was doing and start making moves that were meaningful to me. Not just moving to be moving, but actually making meaningful moves. And so the quarantine brought out some really good things in myself, just in my personality and the way I walk. I feel like I haven't been as happy as I was before my husband's death. And I'm not saying that I am back 100%, but I am definitely in a way better space than when I was before he passed away. So I'm in a better space now. So, not to ramble on. I don't want to ramble on about anything, but I did want to talk about like just the pandemic, and that's part of the reason I'm here, because I realized, you know what, I was on to something with this YouTube channel. And even if it's just something that my kids will look back on and laugh at me for, or if it's something that blows up, or if it's something that just a few people see but they need to see it, if you know what I mean. I feel like we're all put here for a reason. And so maybe my reason is to reach the world. So maybe me just doing my little thing and talking in front of you, talking to y'all with the camera and all that. Maybe that's my thing, you know? Could be. I think so. Could be my thing. But anywho, if you have any questions or comments about me being a widow, you feel free to comment down below. I'm very open to talk about it. I'll probably make a video going more into depth, but I know that anyone who looks at my channel is going to be like, so you uploaded a video for 7 years. So what happened to you? No, I didn't have a whole bunch of kids in 7 years. No, I went through some life-changing things, y'all. Real life-changing things. So, that's where I've been. That's what I've been doing. I still have my same dog, Beamer. He's actually over there in his bed. He's about to be knocked out because it is nighttime here, but I just wanted to go ahead and make this video, y'all, because I knew it was coming. But yes, and I am in my own space now. I moved out of my parents' house 3 years ago. And so that has been that's been amazing for me too. I don't live far from them. Trust me, I see them almost every day still. But you know, I just needed to spread my wings and get back on my feet. And I really feel like I'm accomplishing that. And that is, I am in a space now where 5 years ago, I would never, ever believe that, you know? I've never. I would have never thought that I would have the friends that I have. I never would have thought that I would be living in the space that I'm living in. I never thought that I would be happy in my career, my job the way I am. Just a lot of things have changed, and they've changed for the better. They were bad at one point. I'm not even gonna lie to you. And I still have my days where I'm kind of down and I miss him. I miss him every single day, and I will forever miss him every single day. Even if I do get in a relationship and marry again and all that, I still will think about him every single day. He will always be a part of my life. So if you're going through that right now, don't let anyone ever tell you, oh, it's gonna get better, you'll be over it. You don't ever get over it. You learn to live with it. You learn to make the best of the situation. And so I feel like here at the 5-year mark, I'm at the point where I am living with it instead of letting it dictate how I live. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. It makes sense to me. So anyway, y'all, that's all I got for y'all. And I'm not finna hold y'all, but I will see y'all in my next video. Have a beautiful day wherever you are, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.